if it's just a deal between ByteDance and Microsoft, they can probably find a way to make it work. The question is that you have Washington and Beijing involved as well. Trump seems to believe that if he makes China an election issue, that's a good thing for him. If it's just a deal between ByteDance and Microsoft, they can probably find a way to make it work. The question is that you have Washington and Beijing involved as well. So I think that the most likely kind of hiccup in this deal would be if Washington or Beijing puts a stop to it for one reason or another. So that TikTok, like many other apps like Facebook, for example, sucks up a lot of user data. So that alone does not make it worth banning unless you're going to ban a bunch of other apps as well. China's intelligence law does say that individuals and companies must cooperate with intelligence gathering activities. So I think that the U.S. is still going to be concerned as long as they have a less than positive relationship with China. And then the third issue here is China has obviously stricter internet controls than other countries. They have reasons somewhat behind them. This is part of what the policy that China has advocated for, called cyber sovereignty, which is essentially that each country should be able to regulate the internet within its own borders, the way that it regulates everything else. Now, the issue with that, if you look at it from, for example, a game theory perspective, is that once China's internet companies start going abroad, it kind of behooves the other countries to start acting in a cyber sovereign way as well. So I think these are some of the issues that are at play here. I think that the Trump administration and China have had a deteriorating relationship. They don't have, from what I can see, good channels of communication to really see how, to try to de-escalate. And then the additional aspect here is that it's an election year, and Trump seems to believe that if he makes China an election issue, that's a good thing for him. So that by being more aggressive or by choosing the more aggressive option in each of these issues with China, that he will look better, or that it is in his favor to his advantage to do so. I haven't always been the biggest fan of John Yoo, but I think from what I've seen, I don't know if I would advise him any differently than what he is currently doing. This is the issue of kind of nationalism is something that kind of holds back a lot of these Chinese firms. We've seen the same thing with Lenovo, for example. There is an element, this is not exclusive to China, we see it in other countries as well, but there's a nationalist cohort that says that you're either with us or against us, and the idea of trying to have a more global identity is something that will gain a lot of criticism. Now, Zhang Yi sees himself as being, not simply just a citizen of China, but a citizen of the world, I think, and has always had a vision of ByteDance being a global company. I think that Facebook was a little complacent when ByteDance was on the rise. I actually, being somebody who covers China's tech, I was covering ByteDance from 2015, 2016 when it was just Toutiao. It was just a news app, and I would talk with some contacts that I have who work at Facebook, and the most common thing that I would hear was that Facebook isn't really taking these Chinese companies seriously, which has turned out to be to their disadvantage. The issue with Facebook, and I think the reason why TikTok has an advantage in short video, is the way in which their algorithms are built. So Facebook builds their algorithms off social graphs. So they see what your social network is, and then they will recommend things based on that. With TikTok, it's built based much less on the your social network and based much more on the essentially the recommendations from the platform itself. So they build that completely differently, and I think that's where Facebook doesn't have as much strength. So I think that kind of hurts them when it comes to this entertainment only algorithm. I think the one area to look at, one example to look at of what might be coming is India, where they're just kind of going through their app stores and just banning any apps with ties to China. I hope that is not the future in the United States, but that is a possibility or a worst case scenario. I think what is likely to happen is WeChat, because WeChat is quite popular, particularly with the Chinese diaspora, but also, for example, because I lived for a long time in China, I chat with my family via WeChat because it was the easiest app to use. I think that the worst case scenario is just a blocking of Chinese apps. I think that is what some of the more aggressive people within the Trump administration would like to do. I think it's a playing card, or it's a chip that I think there is some reason for it, and there is some kind of effectiveness behind it, I think, in that it is in accordance with, the notion of cyber sovereignty that China has advocated. So they have how do I say this? Like the rationale of saying, well, we're just playing by your rules. So I think that really what needs to happen, I think, for the benefit of China, for the benefit of the world, is probably some sort of renegotiation or reconsideration of what exactly is cyber sovereignty and what are the limits to it as well.